Heyo. Oh, that didn't work. Why didn't that work? Can you hear me? I think it's coming through. Hey, how you doing, guys? Hi. Oh man. Okay, so is anyone else like completely done with pandemic life? Oh, I'm mono channel only. Okay. Hmm. I had this all working. What did I do last week? Just give me a second. I'll figure it out. Maybe. Okay, can you hear me now? You might be able to hear me. Can you hear? Yeah, technology is nice when it works. Not so nice when it doesn't. Volume's better. Yeah, I'm now using the my webcam because I just don't remember. There's one little button that I can push to tell it to be mono audio. Sorry guys, this is it's a little frustrating. TBH. Ah, I found it. I found it. I think I found it. Um, check, check. Um, maybe, maybe. It's not frustrating for you guys. Yeah, you get to watch me be frustrated. That's okay. So I think that's the button that I needed to press. So I'm gonna take that off. It still says it's only mono. Settings. Hmm. 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 Not convinced that that actually did anything. Oh, it should. Yeah, okay. Oh, I think we're good. I think that was it. I think it's okay. You can hear me. Your mic is not working. I can hear you. Those are two very mixed messages. Okay, can everyone hear me? Okay. Can you hear me? Okay. Is it okay? I can hear now. Yep. Loud and left. Okay. Well, hmm. Um, yeah, I don't know why it's only one input. Okay. Anyways, let's carry on. If you can hear me, I'm okay. Um, okay, Jed can't type. That's cool. Okay, so you are gonna be able to use the chat tonight. Okay, so we're gonna do an interactive night again tonight because those are much more fun when we get to interact with each other. So keep your keyboard nearby. If you don't have a keyboard, if you're on mobile, I don't know how mobile and YouTube Live interacts. So if you can find a device where you can type in the chat, because that'll be a lot more fun for you and for me. A little point of reference, what I'm saying like right now is about 10 seconds before you guys actually get to hear it. So as I pause for to listen and to read what's going on in the chat, it's going to take about 10 seconds for that to get there. And then if you guys are slow typing to me, that pause is going to be a little bit longer. It's just something that we have to deal with. Okay? Oh, good, Maddie, you're on mobile, but you can type. Great. And you're on PC. That's perfect. Hey guys, how you doing? Yes, you have to guess and comment in advance. That's right. No, you don't. You don't have to do that, but you could. Okay. I have to lock the audio. That's what's happening. Okay. So you should really see my screen. I'll show it to you. I'll show you what's going on. This is what I got to work with. Whoa. So this is okay. Never mind those screens up there. So this is all the audio mixes and all the inputs. So it's fun. I love it. But yeah, I wish it would work properly. That'd be way more fun. I just knocked over a lamp. This is going poorly. So sorry. Okay, so take it. I took a selfie while you guys couldn't hear me, and then I said I was gonna post it once we're done here in the chat, 'cause I can't do it right now. So you are quiet again, but still there. Wow, this is so much for technology. It used to be my friend. True story. I used to be the guy who I would walk in. Someone else would be having a computer problem, and I would just arrive, and the computer would just start working properly. It drives people insane that I have that power. But tonight, that power is failing me with my own stuff. So it is what it is. I'm going to try and be loud, or I could restart the stream. I don't know. It's tempting. It's tempting to do that. No, we won't. I won't do that. We'll just go on with it. Okay. Don't do it. I won't do it, Caleb. No, we're gonna plow through this, okay? It actually should be stereo now. I don't know what just happened. You have to take a selfie, and you have to post it to the general chat on Discord, because I miss seeing you guys, okay? You guys all get to see me. I want to see you, okay? That's all. Okay, let's plow through some announcement-y things. I'm going to turn up my volume just a little bit so you can hear me a lot better. Let's go a little higher. Okay, announcement-y things. Yeah, take a selfie while you're watching. And, okay, take a moment and tell me how you're feeling. Let's get real for a minute. Tell me how you're feeling by using an emoji in the comments, okay? Any emoji. You take your time, you find the perfect emoji to describe how you're feeling. Okay? You paste it right on in there. You let me know how you're feeling. Tell me with an emoji. Tell me how you're feeling with an emoji. Oh, a dab. I didn't even know you could dab an emoji. That's so cool. I'm so impressed by emoji dab. Tell me how you're feeling. Put an emoji in. Yes, dab. Is that the run of your day, Andrew? Or are you experiencing all those emotions all at once? Okay, keep going with that. Okay, I've got a game for us to play tonight, okay? And it's going to be super fun. And what's the prize, Stefan? I'll tell you what the prize is, okay? The prize is knowing that you're the winner. Yeah, okay? So, here we go. What's the game, Stefan? I'm so glad you guys are asking all the right questions. The game is called Theme Thinker, okay? Theme Thinker. All right, let's make me small. Here we go. Theme thinker. Okay. Yes, quality prizes. The highest quality prizes here. Okay. So, theme thinker. Okay, so what's this all about? Okay, here's how to play. You need to guess the theme based on the clues on the screen. So, as we play, I'll change the screen and I'll read off what's on the screen. Okay, there'll be 4 things every time. Those 4 things are going to have something in common. Your job is to find out what they have in common and then write it down in the comments. Okay, it's super simple. Okay, the first one to enter it in obviously gets 5 points, and for every correct answer you get 3 points. Okay, 5 points for the first person, 3 points for every correct answer, minus 2 points if you get it wrong. Okay, so those are the rules of the game. So you're probably going to want to get a piece of paper or at least a pen and keep score on your arm or your hand or on a piece of paper. And yeah, this will be fun. Okay, here we go. The first one. Are you ready? It doesn't matter. We're doing it anyways. The first one. Okay, here we go. Spiders, the dark, heights, and snakes. Spiders, the dark, heights, and snakes. 5 points for the first person who gets it right. 3 points for every correct answer. Minus 2 points for every wrong answer. Okay, what do these all have in common? Write it in the chat. Okay, I see popular fears, Halloween, afraid. You said them. Yes, I was supposed to. Yeah, the next screen is the one that you shouldn't see first. IDK, how to spell. No, that's wrong. No, completely wrong. My fears as a child. That's a good one. Okay, get your answers in. Yeah, Amy, Lynn, and Andrew, you guys can guess too. Okay, put them in. Okay, spiders, the dark, heights, and snakes. What do they all have in common? Things people are afraid of. So Amy Els, you got it right. Afraid. Sean, you got it right. Popular fears. I'll accept that. And I feel like that's it. My fears as a child. You can have 2.5 points for that one. Okay. Okay. So keep track of your own points because I don't want to. Okay. Next one. Kite, time, butterfly, and drone. Kite, time, butterfly, drone. What do they have in common? Write it down in the chat. Kite, time, butterfly, and drone. Fly, things that fly. They all fly. Flying things. Oh, I sense a theme emerging. Yes, yes, things that fly. Great job, guys. Okay, if you got it right, add those 3 points, unless you were the first one to get it. Okay, 5 points for the first, 3 points for every correct, minus 2 for every one that you get wrong. Okay, keep track of those scores. Okay, salad dressing, hairspray, liquid medicine, and ketchup. Salad dressing, hairspray, liquid medicine, and ketchup. Salad dressing, hairspray, liquid medicine, and ketchup. Fluids, okay. Liquids. A little bit more specific than liquid. Okay, I'll give you a little A little help on this one. Liquid is not the correct answer. They are all sides? Liquid medicine should not be a side, actually. I don't know what kind of sides you guys have. That should not be one of them. Okay, salad dressing, hairspray, liquid medicine, ketchup. Here's what I'm looking for. Things you shake before using. Things you shake before using. Okay, I don't think anyone got that one right. Though many of you did find good correct answers, like things that come in liquid bottles. So give yourself a point for that answer if that's what you said, because I'll accept that for 1 point. All right, here we go. Brush your teeth, fix your hair, try on clothes, put makeup on. Oh, I guess put on makeup. Brush your teeth, fix your hair, try on clothes, put on makeup. Okay, some of you will have to imagine what it's like to put on makeup. Some of you might have to imagine what it's like to brush your teeth. I hope not. Fix your hair, do this. Try on clothes. Put on makeup. What do they have in common? Things you do to get ready. That's a pretty good answer. Stereotype girls' routine. Stuff that happens in the morning. Stuff you do before school. Actually, those are actually really good answers. You guys are surprising me with some of your answers. Okay, but this is very specific, okay? These are all things that have one very common thing in place, okay? And here it is. Things you do in front of a mirror. You brush your teeth in front of a mirror. You fix your hair in front of a mirror. You try on clothes in front of a mirror. And I've never tried, but I would imagine I would put makeup on in front of a mirror. All right. Hopefully you guys are still with me and not getting too angry about not guessing these. If you are, get over it. Chicken nuggets, pizza, mac and cheese, candy. Chicken nuggets, pizza, mac and cheese, candy. What are all things that I love? Yeah. Unhealthy food? Yep. Junk food? Yep. Your ideal dinner? Yes. Yes. My kids' favorite thing? Yes. Junk food. Jed in front of the TV. Yeah. Good. Okay. Here we go. Chicken nuggets, pizza, mac and cheese, candy. Theme, things kids love to eat. So I think, Amy, you get the point for that one because you said things my kids love to eat. So I'm going to give you all the points for that one. Great job. Okay, next. Superman, the Evil Queen, Dracula, and Batman. Superman, the Evil Queen, Dracula, Batman. Heroes of some sort. I don't know that you could give the Evil Queen or Dracula the title of hero. They're all made up. Ooh, spoiler alert. DC. Is Dracula part of DC? I feel like he probably did do. I do think there was a DC episode with a Dracula. Could be. Fictional people from cartoons. Comic. Good versus evil. Just like Santa. Oh, man. Well, there goes our kids rating right out the window. They have movies. Ooh, nice. Okay. Well, actually, what I was looking for... Superman, the Evil Queen, Dracula, and Batman, their common theme, people who wear a cape, actually. Yes, Superman, the Evil Queen, always has a cape. Dracula, I mean, it's a cloak, but it comes with a cape. And naturally, Batman has a cape. All right, stay in bed, eat soup, vomit, see a doctor. You can see these are going downhill quick. Stay in bed, eat soup, vomit, see a doctor. Corona. Oof. Sick. When you're sick. Sick. Yes. 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 In that order, almost. Really. Yeah. Things you do when you're sick. Great. Oh, I missed showing you things you do when you're sick. Okay. Rhinoceros. Rhinoceros. It looks weird when it's all in capital letters. Raccoon. Reindeer. And rattlesnake. Rhinoceros, raccoon, reindeer, rattlesnake. They all start with R. R's. Things that start with R. Oh, Caleb, look at you going for animals. Bethany, animals all start with R. R, 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 R. Now, if you guys would have put your two answers together, animals that start with R, I would have given you points. But, I mean, most of you said they're animals. The other half said they're that they all start with R, but you didn't have them put together. If you did answer both, if you did answer with R and animals, then you would get the points. Caleb said both. There you go. Yes, I am a tough judge. That's right. I was mid-typing. Oh, I gotta be fast, Sean. Okay. Sit down, fetch, bad. Sit down, fetch, bad. Sit down, fetch, bad. Dog commands. Dog training. I'll let you guys have that one, okay? Things people yell at your dog. Yes, Maddie. Stuff you say to your dog. Things you tell your dog and your kids. Well, I mean, my kids, I do yell at them like with those things a lot. Sit down, fetch. I haven't actually tried fetch. I should try that sometime. All right. Stomach, tooth, back, head. Stomach, tooth, back, and head. Stomach, tooth, back, and head. Let's see. Body, dentist, ache, parts, never mind, ache, LOL, ache, body parts. They all get aches. Yes, give yourselves a round of applause. Parts of the body that get an ache. Great job. Well done. Okay, so that's the end of the game. Tally up your points. Let me know who had what. But it's kind of like an old show that I used to watch. The points don't matter. Extra points if you know what show that's from. Negative points for knowing what show that's from. You stopped counting at minus 13. The points don't matter. Yeah. Okay. While you guys are counting up your points, we'll keep moving. Let's talk about some rules. Okay. So the rules to the youth tube, the youth tube or youth tube. Okay. kind of sounds like I stutter or have a lisp when I don't. The rules are pretty simple. The same as on Wednesday night, we treat each other with respect. We treat the space with respect, and we treat each other's with respect, and we treat our leaders with respect. Okay, I'm going to add a couple more rules just so that things stay neat and tidy. Since this is a youth group live stream, if you're not actually in youth, like you're a parent watching or someone else like that, just be courteous and know that this is an outlet for our students to get together. And as we go through things, we're going to be presenting them to students, and that's our primary audience. So just know that you're free to stay here. That's fine. But know that you're not our target audience. Okay, some announcement-y things. Journey toward Easter. That's been going on. We end in a little over a week with that, and I hope it's been beneficial for you guys because I've actually really enjoyed putting those things together and putting them out there for you. And I'm looking at the possibility of continuing on well after the journey towards Easter is gone, doing it like a daily devotional, maybe not every day, but a daily devotional where you guys can chirp in and get to share a little bit about what's going on in your life and what the devotional means to you. If you have comments or questions, things that go along with it, feel free to use that channel and leave a comment. Feel free to just leave whatever you want in that channel, as long as it's pertaining to the devotional, how things are going. And maybe once we get closer to the end, I'll take a poll and see if you guys want to do like a study through a book of the Bible. That might be kind of cool to do. This is not starting February 26th. Disregard the bottom part. Okay, Psalm 23 in the New Living Translation. Okay, so we can't be together like in the same room, right? Because of social distancing and craziness, and Corona, everything. So what I want you to do is I want you to use those little selfie cameras on all your devices. They all have cameras on them, okay? What I want you to do is I want you to get a Bible or download the Bible app, and I want you to go to Psalm 23. Not now. Don't do it now. But I want you to go to Psalm 23, and I want you to take a video of you reading Psalm 23. And then I want you to email that to me or message it to me or Facebook it to me, or there's online tools called like WeTransfer that you can send files up to 2 gigs and just send it to me that way. Somehow get me this video of you reading Psalm 23. What I'm going to do then is I'm going to take everyone's video of them reading Psalm 23 in the New Living Translation, and I'm going to use my fancy video editing software, and I'm going to cut it all up into nice little chunks, and I'm going to put all your videos into one video. So it'll be one of you reading for a moment, and then it'll switch to another one of you reading for a moment, and then another one of you reading for a moment, and on and on and on and on until we get the whole chapter done. And then what I'm going to do with it is I'm going to post it onto our church's Facebook page and kind of show them how the youth is doing through all of this social distancing stuff. So if you don't want your video or personage online, don't send me a video, okay? If you send me a video, I'm going to assume that I have permission to use it, okay? But it would be great if you could jump in and do it, okay? Again, I'm going to cut them all up, and then I'll post it in our Discord first so you guys get the first crack at it to see it, and then I'm going to post it on our church Facebook page, and it's going to be really awesome, okay? So that's that. I'm going to post this announcement in the announcements on the Discord, and if you're not a part of Discord yet, get there, okay? Discord's a fun place. Okay, so we're going to start into our lesson now, okay? I just happened to notice a question. If you can send the video on Discord, I think yes. I think that'll work actually. Okay, so tonight, our big idea is that great relationships are a choice, not an accident. Great relationships are a choice that you make, not just an accident. You know, when I think about my favorite superhero movies, my favorite epic adventure movies, it's not all just about one character doing all the things. And usually there's a whole team of people doing things. They journey together and they protect each other. I'm thinking like Lord of the Rings. Like you had the Fellowship of the Ring. You had these 9 people who were on this epic adventure to destroy the ring. I think about like the Avengers. An entire team of superheroes coming together to defeat one evil tyrant. I think of Toy Story even. In Toy Story 4, when they had to go into the creepy antique store to rescue Forky, it took a team of people to do that. And so these are the things that I think about. You need people in your life to walk alongside you. You know, even Batman, I mean, he's like the typical Lone Ranger type of guy. But you think about Batman, I mean, he's a one-man show, but even still, he has Robin as his sidekick. And he also joins forces with the Justice League from time to time. And so on your journey of faith, you can't always choose what happens, but you can choose who you journey with. So last week we talked about a relationship with God is the greatest journey that we could ever take, because knowing God is an adventure. It's not a formula. And we said that spending time with God is an important part of that adventure, because you can't grow in relationships with someone that you never spend time with. And so tonight and the next 2 weeks, we're going to talk about 3 more ways that you can grow in your relationship with God. And I feel like this is the perfect time to be talking about this, where there's not a lot going on in the world right now. You've been given a really good opportunity to spend some time and work on your relationship with God. And spending time with God is an important first step in knowing our Creator, but it's not the only step that we need to take. And if you want to make it on this journey toward knowing and following Jesus, we need to think about the people that we're journeying with, because other people have the power to impact our faith. Okay, so here's the part where you get to write some stuff in, okay? What are some examples of relationships that we don't get to choose? And what are some ways we can choose our relationships? What are some examples of relationships that we don't get to choose? And what are some ways we can choose our relationships? And I'll give you a moment just to write those down. Parents, siblings, family. Yeah, we don't get to choose. Yep, that's right. What are some ways that we can choose our relationships? Yeah, work. Yeah, work is kind of an interesting one. I feel like there's categories that you could do both for that one. On the one hand, you have to work, and so you don't really get to choose who you work with. On the other hand, you can totally choose who you spend more time with at work. You get to choose friendships. Yeah, friends. Don't get to choose parents, siblings. School. Yeah, you don't get to choose your relationships at school. Yeah, that's right. And I know I said that you can choose the people who you journey with, and maybe you disagree with that. And maybe you're thinking, I didn't get to choose my family. Maybe you're thinking that you didn't get to choose who you go to school with or who lives in your neighborhood. And maybe you don't even have one friend that you can count on, let alone several that you could choose from. And maybe you're saying if you had a choice, you would probably choose differently. And you're right, especially at your age, there's only so much that you can control about your life and relationships. And I understand why you might feel powerless to control or even choose the people in your life. And I know you can't make perfect friends appear out of thin air. If you could, I'd have a bunch of them. I know you can't snap your fingers and make a perfect family for yourself. And I know you can't get new classmates, new neighbors, or even teammates. But there is something that you can do. You can choose to invest in a few great relationships. The kind of relationships that will help you move forward on your journey of knowing God. So, which relationships are those? And they might not be the ones that you expect. Okay, there's this really famous proverb that it always seems to come up whenever this conversation is had. And a proverb is a short, wise saying, and the Bible contains an entire book of them. And it's called, you guessed it, Proverbs. Okay, so we're going to read Proverbs chapter 12, verse 26 together. Proverbs chapter 12, verse 26. It says, "The godly give good advice to their friends. The wicked lead them astray." Okay, Proverbs 13, verse 20. It says, "Walk with the wise and become wise. Associate with fools and get in trouble." Man, my mom used to tell me that all the time. And this probably isn't a revolutionary idea. Maybe you've heard this sort of idea said in another way, like, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. Or who you spend your time with is who you become. You see, these pieces of wisdom are so well known because they're true. And it's exactly why God gives it to us in Scripture. You see, we become like the people that we surround ourselves with. So if we want to get closer to God, shouldn't we surround ourselves with people who also want to get closer to God? Okay. I need you to use your imagination here for a moment. Okay? Now, imagine you're asked to give your friend directions. And your friend is blindfolded. On the right in front of them is candy, cash, and a new car. On the left, dog food, an old shoe, and a can of beans. Which direction do you send them? Do you send them to the right, candy, cash, a new car? Or do you send them to the left, the dog food, the old shoe, the can of beans? Right. Good job. You guys are making great choices. Go ahead, Lynn. Write down what you'd put down. Candy. Right. Straightforward to a compromise. Send them to the beans. Yes. Candy. Oh, Lynn, that's not the answer I expected. Yeah, I mean, it's clearly the better option, okay? Now, does anyone know a friend, or I should put that loosely, friend, who might actually send you to the left? Does anyone have that kind of friend? I hope you don't. I hope everyone is a good friend and has good friends. depending on who it is, to the left. Yes. You can't hear me anymore. I think that might actually be on your end. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I think we'd all send the person. I mean, truly, we want to do good things. We'd send them for the candy, cash, new car. It would take a really bad prankster or a really mean person to send them to the left. Yeah. Who we let influence us is a big deal. The people we choose to have around us can impact us in really significant ways. Now, maybe picking up a can of dog food or an old shoe, maybe it's not the worst thing that a friend could influence you to do. But I'm sure you can imagine some real-world examples. Whether it's the words that we say, the things that we watch, maybe the way we treat people, or the way we think about God, the people in our lives have the power to lead us toward good or toward harm. So I have a story about this. When I was growing up, I had a best friend, and he's still a really good friend to this day, and we talk quite often online. His name is Shane, and I've talked about him a lot at youth group before. Shane was that friend who I looked up to when it came to spiritual things. He was my pastor's oldest son, and in some ways, this relationship was completely by accident. I was fortunate to have crossed paths with him when I did. And this was a relationship where I knew that Shane and I, we are the same age, going through the same things our entire lives. And I knew that whatever I was going through, either he had already gone through it, was going through it, or was going to go through it. And so we could talk about just about anything together. And he was the person that I knew that would pray for me. He was the person that I knew would give really good advice to me when I needed it. And it was a really good choice for me to become friends with Shane. It was a relationship that I chose to invest in because I saw how important it was. I chose to invest in it by picking up the phone, by going to see him in person. I invested in it by seeking him out. And that relationship helped me grow closer to Jesus in some really pretty significant ways. And I could honestly say that I wouldn't be here doing what it is I'm doing tonight if it wasn't for him. That relationship helped me grow closer to Jesus. But there's another relationship that helped me grow also, and this one might be a little bit surprising given the scripture that we just read. My other friend's name, it's not his real name, but I'll call him Sam for now. Or maybe I'll call him something else because there are a couple Sams here. Yeah. Bobby. I'll call him Bobby. Bobby was a really good friend, and I got to know Bobby better and better over the years. And Bobby came from a pretty bad home. He had a lot of stuff, which meant I got to play with it. Like he had all the video games in the world. And so I was over to his house all the time because I love playing video games. But Bobby's house was pretty rough. And it was through my relationship with Bobby that I learned how to empathize with someone else. I learned how important it is to pray for a friend. And maybe you were expecting me to talk about how our relationship changed him for the better, but that's not really why I chose to share that story. Yes, I've grown closer to God because of my relationships with people who know God, but I've also grown closer to God because of my relationship with people who don't know God. And Jesus spent a lot of time with people who didn't yet believe in him. There were a lot of people who physically followed Jesus around, but hadn't yet decided to follow him in their lives. And here's an example. It's in the book of Mark, chapter 2, verse 13 through 17. The book of Mark, chapter 2, 13 through 17. It says, "Then Jesus went out to the lakeshore again and taught the crowds that were coming to him. As he walked along, he saw Levi, son of Alphaeus, sitting at a tax collector's booth. 'Follow me and be my disciple,' Jesus said to him. So Levi got up and followed him. Later, Levi invited Jesus and his disciples to come home as dinner guests, along with many tax collectors and other disreputable sinners. There were many people of this kind among Jesus' followers. But when the teachers of religious law, who were the Pharisees, saw him eating with tax collectors and other sinners, they asked his disciples, 'Why does he eat with such scum?' When Jesus heard this, he told them, 'Healthy people don't need a doctor. Sick people do. And I've come to call not those who think they're righteous, but those who know they are sinners.'" And so Jesus constantly spent time with sinners and with people who made the religious leaders angry. And he tells us to do the same thing. And Jesus didn't show up for dinner with this group of people by accident. His relationship with them was a choice. He sought them out on purpose, and he tells us to do the same. And of course, a major reason why we should spend time with people who don't know Jesus is so that we can introduce them to Jesus. But that's not really what I want to talk about tonight. Today, I want us to think about the passages of Scripture that we've read so far tonight. Both of these passages clearly tell us that our relationships are choices, not accidents. But these passages also seem on the surface to send very different messages. Okay, so the religious leaders were shocked that Jesus would spend time with sinners. Tell me, what are some of the dangers of having close relationships with people who don't follow Jesus? What are the dangers of having close relationships with people who don't follow Jesus? Some dangers. Yeah, they have influence on you. That's right. Yep, they influence you. Yeah. So how do we make sense of these two seemingly opposite messages? How do we both surround ourselves with people who are righteous and spend time with God and spend time with people who aren't? And how can both types of relationships help us grow closer to God? Well, every relationship that you have will impact your faith in some way. The question you need to answer is this: can this relationship help me grow closer to God or not? And our relationship with other believers should help us get closer with God. But are they? Our relationships with people who don't believe in Jesus can also help us get closer to God. Or they could do the opposite. So if you want to make it on this journey of following Jesus, you're going to need people to join you on your journey. You can't control every relationship that comes your way, but you can choose to pull back from the ones that are leading you away from Jesus and invest in even more in the ones that will help you grow. Because remember, your relationships are a choice, not an accident. I want to take you to Romans chapter 12, verse 2. Romans chapter 12, verse 2, and it says this: "Don't copy the behavior and customs of this world, but let God transform you into a new person by changing the way you think. Then you will learn to know what God's will for you, which is good and pleasing and perfect." Throughout this series, I'm going to encourage your students to dig deeper in your relationship with Jesus. How can this verse from Romans 12:2, how can that verse help you balance your relationship with people who know Jesus and with people who don't? Okay? Now, you don't have to write this answer in, but I do need you to think about it. How can that verse help you balance your relationships with people who know Jesus and with people who don't? I'm going to put it up on the screen one more time. Don't copy the behavior and customs of this world, but let God transform you into a new person by changing the way you think. Then you'll learn to know God's will for you, which is good, pleasing, and perfect. And finally, I want to challenge you with this. This week, and I know you're stuck at home, and I know you don't get to see people very often, but you do have ways of connecting with people. This week, what is one relationship you're going to choose to invest in? And how are you going to do that? Okay? Again, you don't need to write this down in the comments, but you do need to think about it, and you probably need to write it down somewhere so that you remember it. This week, what is one relationship that you're going to choose to invest in, and how are you going to do that? And finally, I'd like to pray for you guys. So let's pray. Father, thank you for tonight. Thank you for these students. And God, as we go through these lessons about being on an adventure with you, God, tonight we talked about how our friends have influence on us, and in the past we've talked about how we have influence on our friends. God, tonight help these students to have one name in their mind, one person that they're going to choose to invest in that relationship. Maybe it's a Christian already, and they're going to look up to this person and invest in that relationship to better their relationship with you. God, maybe this person isn't a Christian yet. And God, maybe you're calling some of these students to invest in that relationship and to better that relationship so that it would be awesome if they could lead that person to Christ. But God, you want to do something in their life through this relationship too. Maybe you want to build their empathy for a friend. Maybe you want to teach them how to pray for a friend. Maybe you want to do something completely different. God, I do pray that you would be leading these students to one name. And God, as we go through social distancing and all the virus stuff, God, I'm sure all of our prayer is that you would be working all over this world, healing and protecting. God, I pray for protection for all of these students, and God, give them an extra dose of common sense in knowing to wash their hands and good hygiene. And God, I do pray for their families, that they would also remain safe in this time, and that you would be protecting each and every one of us, that you would be helping to heal anyone who already has it. And God, I know there's so many things that these students have weighing on their minds and on their hearts about school, about finishing school, possibly graduating. And God, there's so many things going on, but Lord, you've created this time and you want us in this time. And so God, would you help us to use this time wisely and to invest in our relationship with you through this. God, you're awesome. Thank you so much. And I ask all this in Jesus' name. Amen. All right, guys. So that is it for YouthTube. I'm going to hang out for a little, like a few more, see, I'm done. I can't even talk anymore. I'm going to hang out for a few more minutes, and you guys can chat with me. In a few moments, I'm probably going to head over to Discord and be in the youth voice chat over there. Just real brief. If you have questions, if you have comments, feel free to message me like anytime. Honestly, I'd love to interact with you guys and do that. One more reminder for Psalm 23 NLT. Get me those videos so we can put that together. Yeah. I will get to you right now. Cool. What's the Discord code? Sean, what's the easiest way to get in touch with you? Do you have do I have like, I don't know if I have like any messaging for you. I could text Jackson the Discord code, like the link, and he can share it with you. That's what I'll do. I'll message. Oh, look, Caleb Leach just put it right out there for all of YouthTube. Yeah, so jump on Discord. That is like the primary method that I have for getting a hold of you guys. And it is awesome. It is hydro. It's not a hydro flask. It's a thermo flask. It's better. See? Thermo flask. So it's insulated. It does hot and cold. And it's awesome. Good call. Yeah, I was gonna suggest doing that, Andrew. Hyper moderator. All right, boys and girls, thanks for joining. After party in Discord. Peace.